of 1958 saw the year's main event take place. Nikita Khrushchev, son of a coal miner, replaced Grigory Malenkov as Premier of the Soviet Union. Khrushchev, who had established himself as the first secretary of the Communist Party in 1953, was already leading the Soviet Empire, garnering his strongest support when he launched an attack on Joseph Stalin, saying the leader had abused his power during the Great Purge. The undisputed leader of both state and party, Khrushchev went about creating change within the Soviet Union until he was forced to resign on the 15th of October 1964. Said to be illiterate until he was 25, Khrushchev joined the Communist Party in 1918 and quickly rose through the ranks to become party secretary in 1925. His dedication didn't go unnoticed, impressing Lazar Kaganovich, the General Secretary of the Ukrainian Communist Party, who introduced him to key figures within the party. By 1938, he was working for Joseph Stalin, and the following year became a full member of the Politburo and of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet. When Stalin died in March 1953, Khrushchev banded together with other key party officials to secure his place as party leader, rising well above the ranks of his rivals and denouncing Stalin in the secret speech made in 1956. Widely known as the Soviets' most colorful leader, Khrushchev used various means to get his point across. He had a reputation as a rude, boorish leader who used extreme measures, such as banging his fist or a shoe on the table, to get his point across. Khrushchev believed in the supremacy of communism, convinced that it would eventually destroy capitalism once and for all. He set about making changes to the post-Stalin Soviet Union, allowing what some regarded as a freer reign on the previous tightly dominated country. He created reform communism and went about humanizing the Soviet system, placing greater emphasis on producing consumer goods, allowing Soviets the freedom to travel, releasing millions of political prisoners. He also spent time in America with President Eisenhower to bring Soviet-American relations to a new high. However, these relations were to be short-lived when, in 1962, 5 years after the Soviet Union successfully launched the first space satellite, the United States detected a missile buildup in Cuba. Khrushchev had deployed medium-range missiles in the newly formed communist Cuba to enable direct strikes on America. Standing on the brink of nuclear war, the United States agreed to demands to allow Cuba to form a communist government, while Khrushchev agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba. The Soviet Union was criticized by the Chinese communists for the settlement, culminating in a public denunciation by Mao Zedong, who believed in an all-out war against the imperialists. Tensions were exacerbated by the Soviets' refusal to assist the Chinese nuclear weapons buildup and the signing of the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty between the Soviet Union and America in 1963. Humiliated over the Cuban Missile Crisis and embarrassed by his erratic behavior and policies, a conspiracy formed among the party leaders. In October 1964, while on holiday in Georgia, Khrushchev was escorted to Moscow, where the Presidium voted to remove him from his positions in the party and in the Soviet government. On October 15th, 1964, Nikita Khrushchev resigned as the Premier of the Soviet Union, remaining until his death in 1971 a true advocate of the communist way of life.